This weekend at the Centennial Concert Hall, the multi-Academy Award-winning film Amadeus will be screened with a live performance of the score by our very own Winnipeg Symphony Orchestra. We've been talking about it all week here on Winnipeg's Classic 107, as it's part of our Classic Night Out contest. 2 tickets to the show on Saturday with dinner for 2 at Carne Italian Chop House to start the night off. To draw our winner's name, I'm joined by a special guest, Conductor Julian Pellicano, who you'll see up on the stage leading the WSO this weekend. Good morning.
Good morning, Simon.
Thanks so much for coming by to do this.
Oh, it's a pleasure. Always great to be here.
So before we get to the draw, can we talk a little bit about the film Amadeus? When did you first see the film?
I probably first saw the film in the late 80s when I was a kid, and it had come out on VHS, so if people remember what that is. And yeah, I mean, it's one of those movies that if you see it when you're young, you get introduced to the music of Mozart, you get introduced to the 18th century, and I mean, whether it's historically accurate or not, who cares? It's an amazing story, and the music's incredible. So it really affected me pretty intensely at that time.
Yeah, I was pretty young when I first saw it. I wasn't around in 1984, but I remember my parents renting a VHS. Actually, my parents have it on VHS, and they also had a poster in the basement. It's just such an iconic poster advertising the film, and I just always remember going down to the basement and seeing a poster for Amadeus. But the first time I saw it, I was captivated. I don't know if it was the story, if it was the music, or if it was all of it just coming together.
I think it's as I've been working on this film to conduct the music, it's really an incredible work of art. I mean, Milos Forman, they really took a chance in making a film about Mozart and the 18th century and this music, and he was able to create this thing, which is this production, which is so incredibly, well balanced, and the acting is amazing, the direction is amazing, the screen work is amazing. It seems very authentic, and I think it's really effective. I mean, that's why it won so many awards. I mean, it's not for nothing. Oh,
that's definitely true. So, the soundtrack to this particular film is a sort of Mozart greatest hits album in a way. I mean, there's selections from operas like Don Giovanni, The Marriage of Figaro, sacred works from the Requiem and the C minor Mass, instrumental music including the Serenade, a piano concerto, and of course the iconic first movement to the G minor Symphony number 25 we just heard. I don't mean to sound naive, but how do you keep it all straight when you're up there?
Well, the way I approached this film, or most films, but especially this one, Forman said that when they were putting the film together, there were really 3 main characters. There's Mozart, there's Salieri, and there's the music. And you really focus on doing the best possible performances of these masterpieces you can. And I should note that not one note of Mozart has been changed in this movie. That was one of the deal breakers here, that they said, we cannot change any of the music to fit the film. So they recorded the music, and they actually edited the film around the music in many cases, which makes our life a little bit more difficult, because it means that things are not steady. You have to you have to be really flexible to make it work. And the other thing that really makes this an incredible artwork in the sense that we're doing it live is that the interplay between the image and Mozart's music is so incredibly subtle that it really has to be just perfectly synchronized. And those performances by Neville Marriner and the Academy of St. Martin in the Fields that they used for these recordings they're wonderful interpretations. And we're really just thinking about those interpretations and how do we create something that's our own, but at the same time that is really perfectly aligned with the images in the film to create that work of art.
Well, it's a testament to just how great this music of Mozart is. The fact that they didn't cut a single thing really is something else when you think about how much goes into the making of a movie and how often the soundtrack is written after the drama has been created. To have it be really the cornerstone of the film, that's pretty special.
Oh, it's really special. And we're really diving into it, and we're using only the best editions in terms of the music on our stands, and we're able to really see exactly what Mozart wrote, exactly how it was put together. And it's an incredible respect for the music in the production of this film. And that's one of the reasons why we wanted to do it.
So as a conductor, I'm curious. I think I've noticed a little iPad-looking thing up on the podium. Can you talk about the technology that goes into leading a live performance of a score with a film going on?
Sure, yeah. The most modern films, I think I counted the other day with the WSO, in the past 6 years, I've done 15 different films. And some older films, obviously the technology surrounding how to put it together is a little bit different. The system that we use for Amadeus and for Harry Potter or whatever the newer films that we're doing use a system called punches and streamers, which is the same system they use in Hollywood sound stages when they're recording these soundtracks in the studio. And basically I have a screen that I can see and probably some of the audience can see, and then there's a screen above me that the audience is watching the film on. And on my screen, there's the film, and then there are also some other slight bits of information that help me to guide the music and line up some moments that really have to be in alignment with the film. And it's a little bit hard to explain because it's a very sort of esoteric and unusual, eccentric system. But yeah, I have some sort of special technology there, but it certainly does not conduct the orchestra. I have to do that myself.
Well, I guess the big question here is, you've done this before, like you mentioned. Have you ever been tempted to watch the movie while it's going on above you?
Oh, it's really hard not to. I mean, the film is actually on my screen as well. Nice. So all this stuff is superimposed over the movie. And there are definitely times, even like when the orchestra is not playing in the time between the musical cues, when I have to make sure that I don't watch the movie, I have to make sure I'm ready for the next time I have to conduct and not be surprised. And it's definitely happened before when I'm like, oh man, I have to conduct. Here we go.
You're a consummate professional. Well done. So you're here to draw one name from the Classic 107 Contest Bowl in front of you. I wish it had a better name. Anyways, better you than me, I think, as they'll be seeing you up on the stage leading the WSO in the Amadeus soundtrack while the film plays after enjoying dinner for two at Carne Italian Chop House. Maestro, if you will, would you mind rummaging through that bowl and picking a winner?
I'm not looking. I'm just going to try and get one maybe from the bottom here. All right, I think I got it. Let's see. All right, here we go. So the winner is Anthony Altieri.
No way. All right, well, congratulations, Anthony. That is pretty exciting. Off to check out Amadeus performed live by the WSO while the film screens with dinner for two at Carne Italian Chop House. Thanks so much for coming by this morning. This was fun.
Oh, thanks, Simon.
Yeah. Have fun up on the stage up there, and don't watch the movie.
I'll try not to.
Take care.